So in the unit of fruit that we're studying, there are 6 different categories or classifications of fruit. I'm going to start with the first one. Well, first we'll pan through and let you look at all these different ones. So normally we just do a real quick overview and we make some items, different dishes with fruits, but I went ahead and bought some because I realized that there are a lot of years that kids have never heard of certain types or never tried certain types. This first classification is called a pome, and it's spelled P-O-M-E. Sounds like a poem that you're going to write that rhymes and so forth, but it's not. It is a fruit that has a core and it has seeds on the inside. We peeled and quartered and sliced and prepared apples back in the fall for apple pie. Pears, those two both fall in that category, that classification, and you can use an apple slicer divider, or you could use just a paring knife to do that. You can pare it, you can eat it with the peel, it's totally up to you. That's the pome. The next one is missing. I don't have any. They're not selling anything of the next category, which is called a drupe. And a drupe has a pit in it. So like a cherry or a peach or a nectarine, it has a solid pit. So I picked up some cherries, and I think we'll make a cherry cobbler later. But it has a solid pit that you would spit out. That's what a drupe is, D-R-U-P-E. The next one is a berry. So berries are individual with little seeds, can be seeds. Grapes fall in the berry classification. There are other ones besides strawberries and raspberries and grapes. We also have blueberries, and you have blackberries, you have boysenberries, gooseberries. There's lots of different berries. One thing you want to do is make sure that you rinse them extremely well. Use a colander. I like to soak mine in a gallon of water to a cup of white vinegar, and it'll help kill any bacteria that might be involved in your berry before you consume it. So really super easy. It also helps it stay longer in the refrigerator. The next one is the melon category, and melons this time of year are kind of difficult to get. This one is from Mexico. This is a cantaloupe. The first thing you want to do when you get your cantaloupe, and I've already done this, is wash it off, because it's been sitting, it grows in the ground, in the dirt. So you want to make sure you wash it off, make sure there isn't any leftover residue of any dirt or bugs or anything, and you're going to slide your knife right straight through. I'm going to turn it around. What I like about a cantaloupe is that it has a great color to it. You can use a melon baller where you're going to cut little tiny pieces of a round, it ends up being like a round, like a golf ball or smaller piece of flesh, or you can take a spoon, scoop those all out, and cut it up into bite-sized pieces. So besides the cantaloupe, watermelon, and cassava fruit, there's a lot of different melons that fall, as well as honeydew. The fifth category is the citrus category. So it's anything that's going to have lots of vitamin C, and it's super acidic. So limes, oranges, this is a huge, look how big that lemon is. It's almost as big as the orange that I got. And this one, being the grapefruit, it's huge. Now, one of the things you can do, I like to cut this up and I like to squeeze it over like fish, salmon, and so forth for lime, or when I'm making salsa, I add a little bit of lime juice. But one of the things that I find that people don't eat an orange because they don't want to open it up. So it just takes a lot, and it maybe is messy. So I have this really handy dandy, this is a rind cutter. So it has a little place for your finger to go, and you put this right deep into the rind or the outside flesh, and you slide it all the way around. And I do it in half, and then I'm going to do it again. And I'm just making, it's kind of like a cut all the way through. And then I can insert my thumb, and this will pull off really easy. And it gives it a place to do it. Really, it's pretty simple. So oranges are much easier to peel if you have a little assistance. The last one is the tropical group here. So tropical means it's not something that could be grown here unless you had a special hot house or a special greenhouse. but it's something that's going to be in much warmer climates. So we have kiwi. If you've ever had a kiwi before, you would want to peel this. One of the things that you can do, I like to cut it in half, and I like to use my paring knife and go around here a little bit, and then you just scoop it out like it's ice cream with a spoon. You scoop that out and you've got your flesh there. Much easier to do. There. Has lots of seeds to it. I think it tastes similar to a strawberry. It has a little bit of that flavor. So in addition to kiwi, we have a mango. That's what this is. And then we have a papaya. The mango has more of a tangerine color of flesh, yellowy, goldish tangerine almost. Especially when the riper it gets, the darker it gets. And the papaya is a much more, it's almost a salmon color flesh on the inside. Bananas, pineapple, those are all examples of things that you can know that fall in the tropical section. So I'm going to try and cut this. So there's gives you an idea of what that flesh looks like. There's lots of little tiny itty bitty seeds. So one of the things, this isn't maybe as ripe as I'd like it. But you're gonna take the skin. I cut across each end to make it a little bit simpler to cut. It's not rocking because of that curved bottom is gone. There we go. So getting something like this here to the Midwest, it's got to be usually picked pretty unripe. It's not ready to go yet. It's pretty young, and then it ripens as time goes on. Let me finish this up here. A couple more. Ooh, that was a deep one. And but now I'll cut from this end. Well, we'll cut it in half. Let you all see what's on the inside. Bam, that's what's on the inside. So you would want to remove all those seeds as well as this this kind of white color. It's called, it's pithy. They call that pith. You want to remove that. So I'm gonna scrape those out, and then I would remove this. There. And then you could cut this in half, lengthwise, and then cut it up. Bite-sized pieces. All right. So again, review: pome, drupes, berries, melons, citrus, and tropical. Those are the 6 different classifications of fruit.